The final guest that we have for you today is a Waylon, and he is one of the cats that's been here for a fairly long time now at this point, since mid-June. We do keep animals here as long as they need to until they get adopted or rescued. So a lot of people ask, how long will we keep an animal? We've had animals here a year. We've had we have 2 rabbits right now on the adoption floor that have been here over a year. So Waylon and all the other animals will stay here until they find their forever families. And it's interesting that Waylon hasn't found one yet because he's such a great cat. He's very curious. He's very interested in the environment. He likes attention. He enjoys petting. He is very playful. And he's also got this great coloring. He's kind of a mix between orange and cream. He's like living in this zone where it's not really one, it's not really the other. It's much darker than a cream would be. It's much lighter than an orange would be. Which really helps him stand out a little bit. But it's hard for the adult cats right now because it is kitten season, and every day we're putting newer kittens on the adoption floor, and everybody is very enchanted with those little creatures. But the thing about kittens is eventually they grow up and they turn into cats. So they're not going to be kittens forever. And the benefit of getting an adult cat like Waylon is that you know what you're getting. With all the adult cats that we've shown on the show today, you know that Anki's a little bit shy but enjoys being on a lap. You know that Lulu is a little bit sassy, and you know that Waylon is curious and playful. When you get a kitten, they could be all of those things, none of those things. They may or may not be ultimately what you're looking for. And Waylon is definitely a good cat if you're interested in an adult cat.
So at one time, Waylon had a red dot on his cage card. What does that mean?
So a lot of people are familiar with the green dots, which means that the animals have had an upper respiratory infection during their stay, and Waylon has one of those too. But the red ones indicated that he had a parasite. So he was being treated for something called coccidia, which it's not uncommon for animals to come into the shelter and have a parasite. We just give them targeted dewormers, and then during that phase, we're more careful about the litter, more careful about where he's living in communal spaces and things like that. And then once he finishes his treatment, which Waylon has since done, and his fecal was tested negative, his red dot came off of his cage, and now he's treated just like any other cat.
So Waylon was living in a free roam kitty cabana room, but now we've transitioned him back to a cage. Why did we do that?
So there was a couple of factors in that. So Waylon was doing a little bit of vomiting, and he was living in the second kitty cabana with Decker. And because we didn't know what was going on, living out on the cat floor where visitors are coming and going all day can be stressful. So we wanted to put him in a quieter area where he could be a little bit more relaxed, but also so we could observe him, see really what was going on, make a better diagnosis. And in case it was something contagious, we weren't spreading it to the other animals. And then after his vomiting kind of resolved, then we noticed that he had coccidia. So we also don't want that to spread to the other animals, which led to him being back in a cage. And he may or may not make a transition back into the kitty cabana. Right now, those spaces are full, some of them filled with kittens. But we do know from that experience that he can successfully live with another cat, which is good information to have. And it's good for anybody who is looking to add an additional cat to an existing cat in their house. If you are looking to have a single cat that's amazing like Waylon, or you're looking to have a cat that is going to do well in a multi-cat household, again, like Waylon, you can visit him at our facility on 1832 Rosemont Avenue. And of course, you need to book an appointment, and you can do that at visitfcac.as.me. We hope that you've enjoyed meeting some of these adoptable animals, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks with a new episode of Pet Pals.